Okay, so welcome to our Southern Illinois greenhouse down here in Dongola, Illinois. So here we've got three spaced greenhouse, all of which have a different focus to it. The first greenhouse has more of the inbred increases, trying to get some seed stock back on some lines that maybe we just developed or lines that we just had a few kernels of. That way we have plenty to plan out in next year's nursery and next year's production. The second greenhouse, we have some hybrid increased seed, so we're trying to figure out, well, if we only had 2,000 kernels of this hybrid and we need about 2,500 kernels, let's get about 500 more kernels so we can get those out to certain trials, certain silage trials and yield trials. The last greenhouse, which is behind me, is more of the developments, trying to make new inbreds out of novel crosses. And there and again, we got maybe 4 or 5 kernels off of this line, and we're trying to make sure that we get those really nice lines pushed through. We think that they have some potential. We didn't want to give up on them, and so we're going to move them and put them in the greenhouse, plant them in a few pots, and make some pollinations. We're also looking at trying to clean up a little bit of the master grays, which is over in the first greenhouse. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second, and with that, I need to start putting out some shoot bags and start shaking some tassels. Okay, so this is Master Grace. This is what we're planting up in Canada, and those early day products, about 60 day up there. They take it pretty wet and get it packed in, but what we're trying to do here is make developments out of it and clean it up a little bit. What I'm going to try to do is pull out the best of the best and make a new product, a better product out of it. And we'll continue sales with Master Grace. We'll always have a little bit of Master Grace around to just to put out and into a production field. It's just I would like to clean it up a little bit, make sure that we're getting the best seed in that bag that we bring to our dealers and to our customers, and then also just make a new development out of it. I talked a little bit about developments we're going to try to do in here. Maybe we only had a few kernels of. This is one of those examples where this is an SO. It's the F1 generation. So we haven't made any selections. This is new. This is novel. This was actually a cross of one of my lines that I had developed by a tropical line that has really, really soft kernels. And so what I'm trying to do is pull that into the temperate germplasm by making a cross with temperate germplasm with that tropical line. And if we can pull in that real soft kernel and be able to still pull in the real nice lignin of this variety, we might have a really good product that competes even more with BMR varieties as well as other silage hybrids. So this is one of the kind of the neat little things that we get to do. Is I kind of get to dream up a little bit of, well, what happens if I do this, and that's what makes my job fun, is making novel things like this.
Your hair grows by itself. Your heart beats by itself. You breathe pretty much by itself. You don't have voluntary
Yeah, so this is one of the new development schemes that I've came up with. It's an old system of making new lines through a high mutagen content, but it is a very proven way on making new lines like BMRs, flowery 2s, waxies, those types of recessive genes that end up in corn varieties. So here to my right is the male, and here to my left is the female, and actually when you cross these two together it makes a hybrid, and a hybrid that we're testing for the second time this year. And so what I'm trying to do here is take a chemical called EMS, it's called ethylmethane sulfonate. So for example, when I take the pollen off of here, I put the pollen into an EMS solution mixed with a paraffin wax, and then I spread that pollen onto the silks. that creates mutations in that pollen, which then becomes part of that seed that gets created, and that creates a bunch of random mutations all across all different seeds, all the different cells. And so I'll basically find 20,000 kernels out of this, this line. I'll plant it all out, and I'll screen for certain characteristics that I like, specifically those, the BMRs, the opaques, the waxies, things like that. But I'm also looking for novel things that maybe we've passed on the past or haven't discovered yet. And so this is kind of the next step Master's Choice is going to take in making new lines, making new products that no one's ever seen before. And I'm excited to be part of that. So as you can see, as we've shown you, that we have a lot going on down here in Southern Illinois, and really it doesn't just limit itself to summer. We also do a lot in winter too. So this is just another step to make us more efficient, to be able to get another growth cycle in and be able to bring new products every year to you guys at a quicker rate.